Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us today for our document scanning webinar. My name is Taylor Liddy. I'm the marketing coordinator at Copy Products. And to give you some background information on Copy Products, we are a 40-year-old office technology company providing solutions to organizations nationwide. Some of those, sorry about that. Some include our Managed Print Services program, which saves organizations time and money while providing visibility of their print usage. Some benefits are automatic toner shipment, and this is a program that can be implemented without purchasing any new equipment. But you will still see immediate savings. We also have our business process automation solution software, a few different options to automate your workflow, securely store and move documentation digitally. And this helps a lot with any organization looking to take their paper intensive processes digital to just reduce the paper usage and keep everything stored securely in one system. These are some of our clients that you may be familiar with if you're in the greater Philadelphia area, but we do have others across the nation. So with that said, I would like to introduce Charlie, who is here from DataBank. We're going to be discussing solutions today, which will help with compliance, search and retrieval of documents, and free up your storage space. So I have Charlie here again from DataBank, one of our Kyocera partners, and he is going to share with us his expertise. So Charlie,
great. Thanks so much, Taylor.
The screen over to you.
All right, let me go ahead. All right, Taylor, can you see my screen at this point?
Yes.
Perfect, perfect. Well, thank you for the introduction, and thank you for everyone that's joined here this morning. I appreciate taking the time out. So just wanted to provide, a brief introduction, and then we'll jump in. So I didn't know if Matt was going to be able to join us this morning. But, myself, I've been with DataBank for just over 15 years, and I've had a number of roles within our organization, from being out in the field as a technical engineer. I've been working in our different production centers, which I'll explain what those are here in a moment. And for the last 7 or so years, I've been working on our partnership side and really strategically working on our relationship with Kyocera and certainly the dealer community, much like Copy Products. So again, thank you for the time and the introduction, and look forward to running through and introducing some of the services and solutions that DataBank has as an organization. So I'll cover, again, just a brief intro of who DataBank is as an organization, a company, the capabilities that we can offer our clients, some of the key differentiators, and just how to engage if you have a project or would like to get more information, what would next steps be. So this will be a brief webinar. Certainly we'll take questions there at the end if there are any questions you guys have. So from a introductions perspective, DataBank has been around for a long time. We were formed in 1991, have just about 700 or so employees. And, as Taylor mentioned, we're part of the Kyocera family. So back in 2017, we actually were acquired by Kyocera in August and are part of the Kyocera network or Kyocera family. Prior to that, we had a strategic alliance with Kyocera and been working with them for a number of years with their direct branches and dealers community. We have about 1,000 active customers across the country that we're serving here. And we have 6 different production centers where we actually do provide our scanning and document management services to our customers. The blue pins there that you also see are more of our sales or marketing offices that we have across the country as well. So in the, I'll say the greater Philadelphia area, our closest office to the Copy Products facility is actually just about 25 miles northeast of the Upper Darby location in Huntingdon Valley, Pennsylvania. So certainly would welcome anyone to tour one of our facilities if you want to see how the process works, if you want to get an understanding of how the data is controlled and managed. So the 6 centers are all networked together, so they have the ability to load balance when we have larger projects across the different centers that we have to be able to help get the documents processed that much quicker through our centers. We have the capacity to process about 4 million pages every day, which ends up being that we process about 1 billion pages for our clients each year. So lots and lots of documents going through our centers. Some of our clients, have a small number of boxes, and some of them have thousands and thousands of boxes, right? So it just depends on, what the client has, and we are able to shift and scale towards those goals. From a alignment perspective, we used to be geographically structured organization, but we've recently changed in the last couple of years to be more vertically focused, which is really an outcome of feedback directly from our customers, right? When we engage and we work with your team, you would be receiving and working with somebody from DataBank that has a specialty in your vertical market, right? And so they will be able to help share with you what other customers that are similar have done in similar situations, how they've achieved their goals, and help put you in contact with specific customers. The 2 strongest areas that we have are the public sector and healthcare. And so as you can see here on the screen, the public sector is made up of mostly state and local with some federal government space. And then on the healthcare side, really focusing on the provider and payer end of things. From the commercial market, we've kind of broken this into 8 sub-verticals, if you will, serving the education market, both K through 12 as well as higher ed, financial services, insurance, manufacturing, energy, retail, services, and transportation. There's certainly others that end up being covered here, whether it's nonprofits, associations, unions, memberships, those types of organizations. We can certainly help and assist you guys, and also put you in contact with, again, other customers we work with, and you'd be working with a specialist. So just, again, a solid differentiator that our customers really have appreciated this shift and change that we have made here of recent. As I noted, the document scanning services, so that's a core competency of DataBank, processing about 1 billion pages every year in all those different vertical markets that I noted just a moment ago. And so those could be instances where we're capturing a large back file of historic records that you may have, but as well as capturing day-forward documents that are coming in, processing all of those files, extracting all of the data, the keyword information off of those that you want to be able to search and quickly find those files, and storing those in a document management system for you to retrieve. The scanning services, oftentimes people think of it, immediately of just business documents, right? 8.5 by 11, legal size files, but it is more than that, right? So we capture large format drawings. It could be, engineering files, floodplain documents, books, all different types of media. Some of the older documents often require white glove treatment, special handling, documents that are of historic in nature, whether it's processing things for, Library of Congress or National Archives or something of that nature. Down to the simple things. It could be an HR document or an invoice from a vendor. So it's a wide mix of the different types of media that we're processing or receiving through our centers, and the types of work that we process will dictate which hardware and functionality we'll actually use within our centers. As I note here, it's also not just paper, right? Believe it or not, we're still processing and receiving lots of microfilm, microfiche from our clients, and still creating more microfilm and microfiche for customers that need to keep documents, quote unquote, forever, right? So if you have the need to quickly retrieve your files, right, we will create an electronic copy, put it in a document management system so you can quickly find the files. But if you also need to keep the record forever, right, we might also send that to an archive writer to store that record on film. That could be stored off-site, in a temperature-controlled environment and kept for, forever. Just different options depending upon what your goals and requirements are from a records management and records retention policy. But we're here to, assist and walk you down that path. More and more in our industry, we're not just processing paper and hard documents, right? We're creating and capturing things that are stored and created electronically originally, right? Whether that's, emails, electronic faxes that are coming through. So right now, as an organization, right, we're processing roughly 30% of the documents that come through our centers are actually born electronic, right? So the need not to, print something just to have it scanned, right? We can capture electronic records, we can extract all the information off of those, and then put those into the document management system for storage and retrieval. As I noted earlier, the projects that we're involved with and work with are all over the place in terms of the types of size and fit for our clients. They're really scalable to meet your needs, right? So it could be a small backfile project that you may have, or a large one, or even managing that day forward process. It notes over here kind of, in-house or pickups. We have done on-site projects where, unique situations where documents are not allowed to leave a facility. So we do have the ability to process on-site if needed, or even leveraging a PO box, which is something we do quite often, right? So if you imagine, accounts payable situation where you want to automate your AP process, a lot of our customers communicate out to their vendors to have their invoices sent to a PO box or an email address. And all these different sources are things that DataBank would actually process, receive, and put back into your document management system or your system of record, right? Whether that's a student information system or an ERP, a medical record system, you name it. So we have the ability to really process things in a number of different ways, ultimately to meet your goals as an organization. And this is what we call really our digital mailroom. And so the top really illustrates all the different sources that we might receive from our clients, right? So again, not just that paper document that you historically would think of, although it's certainly a core piece of our business, but it could be coming in from MFPs, email, secure FTP, you name it, all different types of ways they're coming into our centers. We're receiving those, we're doing a manifest, we're auditing, extracting all the information off of those. Certainly reporting and quality control are a part of the process. And then we're submitting that back, again, to your system of record, so that you have access and you're not receiving any of those physical copies, right? We're managing all of that part for you. Oftentimes, our customers elect to have the original hard copies certifiably destroyed after 60 or 90 days. That gives them the time to verify everything's been received, tracked, and is processed correctly. Some of our clients, again, have to keep the hard paper, and we'll return those as well. It just depends upon, again, what that record retention and records management policy is at the organization that you work with. A shift in our industry we've seen is the ability to capture and leverage multifunction devices, right? So whether that's a Kyocera device that's seen here, or Brother, or any other MFPs that you guys may have within your organization, we're able to receive files directly from there, right? So configuring the devices to be for the images rather to be sent directly to one of our DataBank centers. We'll receive those, we'll classify it as the specific document type it might be, extract all the information off of it, and then submit that back into your system. So we have a lot of, for example, hospitals where nurses are in, high demand and don't have a lot of time for this type of work. They actually walk up to MFPs, they drop in, patient records, hit the scan to DataBank button, the images come securely over to one of our centers where we extract all the information and plug it back into the hospital's medical record system for secure retrieval for the doctors and nurses, right? It's a quick way for those types of organizations to process it, and we've seen that trickle down into all different types of markets. State and local government, we've seen that quite a bit, and all over the commercial side as well. So happy to talk to you about how you can leverage the existing investment you may have made in MFPs and better leverage that piece of technology for you guys. So I've mentioned a few times during this brief chat about document management systems. So DataBank is really software agnostic in terms of our scanning services, right? So we can scan and export the images to any format that you would need, right? It could be simply out to a secure FTP site, it could be onto a thumb drive or a DVD, or it could be into any one system that you would have, right? Whether it's a Square9, an M-Files, an OnBase. There's quite literally hundreds of document management systems out there, and even homegrown systems that you may have created, and so we can configure our solution, our services to actually export out into any format that you may require. So the ability to be flexible in that nature certainly helps make this process very easy. Most of the times the format is in PDF or TIFF. That's kind of the industry standards that we see from our clients, but we can certainly export out in any other formats that may be appropriate. Just a couple key differentiators that our clients certainly appreciate and recognize, and really some of the reasons that they choose to work with DataBank. The first I just note here is our security, right? So when we are processing your documents, whether it's paper or electronic, the ability to securely manage and handle those records. Again, whether it's a simple invoice or a medical record, record of historical significance, an HR file, all these different types of records, have a mix of security implications. I'll say, and all of our centers are SOC 2 Type 2 certified, and our center here in Philadelphia, or in Huntington Valley rather, is ISO 27001 certified, and that's a certification that's really specific to the healthcare industry that we've been able to accommodate for our healthcare clients. The other differentiator I'll note here this morning is just the 100% satisfaction guarantee. And so this is something that we've been proud to be able to offer all of our customers for all the different works and projects that we participate in and help our clients with. And so, our commitment is quite simply to do the job right and correct the first time. We're careful about the projects that we get involved with. We take a lot of time up front to make sure we have all the information. We do lots of testing, provide detailed statements of work, sampling, things of that nature to ensure that we're all on the same page before we go into kind of quote unquote go live or production mode, so that all the kinks are worked out before we're up and running. And so certainly, giving this this helps monitor and avoid the risk of any projects that we get involved with, and helps ensure that the work gets done correctly the first time, and we deliver on really what we're promising here on the project. So that kind of concludes, I'll say, my portion of the presentation here. I did want to just note, if you have a project or you have questions and you want to discuss, certainly reach out to the folks at Copy Products. I've provided Matt Smith's contact information here on the screen, both his email as well as phone number. So we're happy to entertain questions here this morning if anyone has them, or certainly if you want to reach out or prefer to reach out to Matt directly, they can loop me in and I'll be able to provide myself or one of our vertical specialists to better assist and help you out. So with that, I'll pass it back over to Taylor for any last closing words here.
Thank you, Charlie. If anyone has any questions, we have the chat available. It should be in your control panel for GoToWebinar, and you can send anything in. We'll keep this open for a few minutes if any questions come in.
And I'd certainly encourage you to visit the DataBank website if you're looking for more information. There's lots of information on the website, but in the upper right-hand corner, you'll find a resources tab that includes various white papers, case studies, webinars, things of that nature if you're just looking to get some more information. So feel free to check that out as well.
Okay, we do have a question here. Um, what if the customer will need their one of their pieces of their document that is in the scanning process?
Yeah, that's a great question. And so oftentimes it's Murphy's Law, right? When we pick up records from our customers, even if it's the box of records that has 5 inches of dust and you guys haven't looked at it for years, inevitably when we take it for some reason, you guys need access to it. So we have an entire team of folks on our end that actually do document retrieval requests, right? And so most of our clients will send in information and say, all right, we need, a certain file. And so we'll be able to pull that file, scan it, and securely email it. We can, physically send the file back, deliver it back in hard copy if need be. But we do have a team of people to address that during the process. So we can work with you and define what's going to work best. That's one of the reasons we take a manifest of the records that we're picking up and processing so that we can quickly retrieve that file and submit it back to you. But great question.
Awesome, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it doesn't look like any more questions are coming in, but we will make sure to reach out to everyone individually and follow up with you in case there is anything else you wanted to ask that you didn't get a chance to. So look for an email from us at Copy Products, and we thank you again for joining us today, and have a great rest of your week. And thank you, Charlie, for presenting.
No problem. Thank you very much, and enjoy your day.
Thank you.